Hello, my name is Joe Forcine, and I'm here today to talk to you about Japanese swords. One of the questions that's often asked is, how do you know that a Japanese sword is real? Well, besides the fact that there's laminates, temper line, that's often referred to is the hamon in Japanese, there's also another way to find out whether your sword is legitimate or not, and that's the papering process. There is a process that is called in Japanese the shinsa, which is the judgment of Japanese swords that occurs occasionally in the United States and happens monthly in Japan. Two major organizations that exist are the NBTHK and the NTHK. Both organizations have been around for well over 50 years and are very recognized as the authorities in Japanese swords today. There's a few others, of course, that remain: Fujishiro, some ancestors of the Hanome family, and so forth. In any case, if you have a Japanese sword and you're interested in finding out whether it is of artistic merit, whether it's valued as a historical piece of history, or even whether the signature, which is the art signature located on the tang, the lower portion of a Japanese sword, is legitimate, you need to send it into the shinsa process. Oftentimes, when you find swords that are papered, they're going to have these two types of papers. This particular one here is the NBTHK papers, and this paper here that I'm holding in my right hand is the NTHK paper. Now, they have photographs often, or bushigatas, which is drawing of the Japanese sword. And in this particular case, this is a sword by the Shimosako school, and it shows the lower portion, which is often referred to in Japanese as the nakago, right here. So there's a photograph, and then there's engravings on that particular blade, so they make sure that there's a little bit of that in the photograph so that you can match it. And then these here are validation papers that you can cross-reference in Japan with the Sword Museum, and then further information on the back that verifies that this is a genuine thing. Also, the other form of papers are the NTHK papers, which are also, they hold a seal here that you see that's pressed into the handmade paper, and then they have a beautiful calligraphy that's written. This particular sword is from the Kanisada, Munju Kanisada. And this particular sword is not signed, but the attribution due to the condition of the sword, the laminates, and the shape of the tang, they were able to validate, and then each one of these red dots that you see is their personal seals. So in this particular case, there was 5 appraisers that all agreed that this was in fact, even though it wasn't signed, made by that particular maker. So this is another form of validation for your Nihonto or Japanese sword. So something to consider: not all swords need to be papered, but if you're getting into swords and you want to make sure that you have some form of identity for that particular sword, it's really interesting, because sometimes an unsigned sword or a very old sword that had been cut down and was signed at one time may not still retain its original signature. Therefore, it needs that authentication from an authority in Japan. Anyway, this is just a little drop in the bucket as far as swords and attributions and so on and so forth are concerned, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you're interested in getting in contact with me and you have any information that you wish to be translated, I'll do the best to help you out. My website is joef4396@hotmail.com, and you can email me photographs of your sword, or if you need information on restoration, preservation, how to clean, anything like that. Or if you're interested in selling the sword, trading the sword, I do that too. I'm a collector primarily, but I do occasionally buy and trade. So thank you so much, and hope you enjoyed this short film.